Alright, so I finished sanding to 220 grit. And I've taped the sides just to kind of keep things a little bit neater. But what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and dye the top with some black ink. Now this is just some refillable ink from Office Depot. These are for stamps. And I just mixed in with some just water. I'm just going to take a regular rag, dip it in, and hopefully this turns out nice. The plan is to darken the grain of the spalted maple top so that when I go ahead and sand it back and then dye it with blue, the grain in this wood will really just pop and stand out. So this is water-based, so it will raise the grain. Now I just put a few drops of the ink in water. I may darken it. Just want to see what this will actually look like first. It's the first time that I've ever tried this, so. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more ink just to make it a little darker. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, this is definitely darker. Alright, so once this dries, I'm just going to go ahead and sand it back with some 220, and then I'll hit it with some blue dye with the same process. Alright, so I'm back and I sanded down the surface with some 220 grit sandpaper. Now I sanded the middle more than I did the outer edges to hopefully maybe achieve like a sunburst look. So now I'm going to go over it with some blue dye. Now I mixed up two batches. This one is a less concentrated batch, and this is a more concentrated batch. So I don't really know, how this is going to look, so I'm just going to play around with it. So I'm going to start with the lighter blue, and basically just see what it looks like. Okay, so I can already tell right now that the lighter blue is not going to be blue enough. But I will coat the entire body and then go over with the darker blue. So I've added more of the ink. But you can definitely see the gray now. Adding that black in the beginning was definitely the way to go. Alright, so I'm just going to let that soak in, and I'll see what I'm going to do after it dries. Alright, so I've let this dry for a few minutes. I'm going to come back and put another coat of the higher concentrate blue. I was looking at the camera earlier, and it actually looks more blue on camera than it does in person, so don't be fooled by that. I'm really just going to put the second coat on and see how it goes. So this was that heavier concentrate of the ink and water. And yeah, without a doubt, the second coat is making it more blue. Now, one thing you may want to take note on is when you are sanding this, be careful of the edges, because in some spots, like right here, I did sand through it. You know, lesson learned, but just be aware of that. It's not a big deal for me. Yeah, so this is starting to look pretty good. Alright, so that's the second coat. I'm going to let it dry some more and then see how I want to proceed with this. So it's been a few hours since I put on my second coat, and it's not fully dried yet, as you can see by the dark spots. But I'm impatient, so I'm going to go ahead and move along. What I have here is a blue mixture with a few drops of black to give it a darker blue. And I'm just going to go around the edges, and then I'm going to take that original blue and blend it all in. So hopefully I'll get that sunburst look. Alright, so here's the dark blue. And now I'm going to take that original blue and just blend it all together. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to let this sit overnight and then come back tomorrow and reassess. Alright, so it's been about 24 hours since the last coat of stain, and this is pretty much perfect. This is exactly the look that I wanted. A closer look. As you can, I don't know if you could tell in the camera, but on the outer edges it's a nice dark blue, and then it kind of fades into the rest of the blue. So this is exactly what I wanted. I am done staining the top coat. What I'm going to do next is remove the blue tape, and most likely there's going to be some ink that seep through. So if that is the case, I'm going to go ahead and sand that down, and then I'm also going to stain the back. So far so good, actually. Alright, awesome. This is much better than I thought. I thought I was going to have some bleeding issues, but as you can see, the tape held up really well. There's no seepage of the blue ink. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is actually just sand down the back piece, which is mahogany. And I will be staining it a little bit darker. Let me go grab the stain for you. Okay, so I have the back all sanded and cleaned, and I'm actually going to be staining it. I'm just going to be using some of this. It's a Min Wax water-based stain. Comes in a little bottle like this. I'm just going to make this mahogany back just a little bit darker because I think that will look really good with the spalted maple top. So we'll give this a try. So this definitely will give it a darker look, which is pretty nice. I like it. I'm not sure how many coats I'm going to use just yet. I may do a second coat. Just because I do like the look of the darker wood. Well, this is looking great. Now, since this is a water-based stain, I was a little concerned that I might have some streaking or some blotches, but it looks like it's going on really smoothly. It is really easy to work with. There is a slight smell to it, but it's definitely not too bad. And once again, just like the top stain, this is the first time I'm using this product. So hopefully there's no effects with the true oil when I am all done with the guitar. Alright, so I'm going to finish applying this, and then I'll be back in an hour and see if I want to put on another coat or not.